These are the state's three largest districts, Seattle, Tacoma, and Spokane. Teachers' unions are still negotiating contracts in these and many more districts statewide. The Washington Education Association says more than 100 school districts are still in negotiations as September nears. That's a big number, which makes some families nervous, knowing last time this led to strikes in some districts. So here's where things stand in Seattle and Tacoma.
Didn't we just go through this? Yes, this time last year, teachers' unions across the state negotiated pay raises and classroom changes as the clock ticked toward the first day of school. Teachers in Tacoma public schools went on strike amid an impasse with the district, forcing families to scramble for childcare. Now, unions are back at the bargaining table because in many cases, last year's contracts were just one-year deals. Teachers in Seattle public schools, the state's largest district, are asking for another round of pay raises, saying they need to keep up with the increasing cost of living in the city. They also want the district to do a better job of recruiting and retaining educators of color. A spokesperson says they're at the bargaining table every day.
Things are moving along slow. I think we're pretty far apart in where we believe the district is in their budget.
Teachers in Tacoma public schools are negotiating topics other than pay, since compensation is already settled for this year as part of the 2018 deal. Educators are trying to get smaller class sizes and improvements in student safety, like window blinds to obscure the view of a potential active shooter during a school lockdown.
I asked a Tacoma teachers union rep how likely it is that they could run into another strike situation, and she told me this: there's really no likelihood of a strike at all. Seattle Public Schools pointed out to me that teachers got a 10.5% raise last year, and a first-year teacher with a master's degree now makes $69,800 in a school year. So they say compensation has come up over the past year for a lot of teachers. SPS says it's actively comparing its salaries to neighboring districts and that they have every intention of remaining competitive going forward. Back to you guys.
Okay.